is an air lift gauge, or water lift gauge, or a suction gauge, or whatever you want to call it. This was very kindly given to me by Mr. Performance Reviews. Thank you very much indeed. It's arrived, and oh, I've played with a lot of these. We've never had one. They're very difficult to get in the UK, and what I thought we'd do to introduce this and see how I'm going to use it is we'll do some tests. We'll work out how it works and try and get a base of how we'll use it on the channel. Let's have a look. Yes, hello my vacuum cleaner and statistics chums. How are you today? Yes, this is a very specific device to measure things in a very accurate way. Why the heck do we have it on this channel where, you know, bar the machines themselves, we try not to be too accurate? Well, it's going to be a good way to just work out mainly the improvement before and after a refurb. But a lot of these machines aren't going to fit into that category. But we can collect data. Basically, needle go higher, better. Bigger number good, lower number not so good. Mostly. I mean, the machines themselves obviously do not take that into account properly. This is all going to be a little bit subjective. But essentially, you take your hose, which is going to be a bit of a limitation. We can only use this on something with a hose. And I think I'm always going to use the hose unless we don't have one. Obviously, I can stick it on the machine itself and we might get a better reading, but I think certainly with the hose will affect the airflow a bit. It'll keep everything quite fair. So if we turn on the Phillips, 36 inches of water lift, which is, I say it's very good. This is going to be the problem to start with. In isolation, 36 inches doesn't mean a lot. We need to get some more data. Let's try this Dyson DC24, which came into me because it was clogged up. Otherwise, it's spotless actually. The filters are amazing. I think this one might be a bit surprising. 90 inches of water. Mr. Tayev has told me that the old DC24 can be a subtle little sod for things like that. It has immense airflow, it's just a shame. It's a DC24 really. There's this Dyson DC40 Mk1, so it's actually going to be more motory than the Mark II. Half the problem is trying to see it. Oh, 90 again. Excellent. Very nice indeed. I guess we best bring it down a peg or two, hadn't we? When it gets a bit shaky like that, I'm afraid I'm just going to have to make a call, either off camera, do it again, or, you know, guess, because like I say, this isn't scientific or anything. 22. Now, of course, you know, on its own, that is actually the worst result we've had so far. But obviously, this is a dirty fan machine with tools which are, you know, notoriously terrible. I reckon by the time we get more dirty fan cleaners, you know, done, we might see a pattern, and the pattern amongst the dirty fan vacuums, because don't forget, if you want to do a Hoover Junior or a Hoover Senior, we've got to try and fit tools to it somehow, and a hose rather than just a pan. So, you know, things like that, we might actually do that in a minute. I think I've got a Senior about. So, you know, all in themselves, they might think of something, might give us something, who knows. What I'm really going to use it for the most is for things like this. This is a DC21 Motorhead, which you will see soon. I've already filmed a before video. I got that filmed before this turned up, but this is mainly what I wanted it for and where you will see it most. You know, we will get a machine in, and the first thing we do will be do a measurement as it comes. Then, normally by the end of a video, we've accidentally cleaned it up a little bit, either by looking at the filters and going, nope, that's got to be changed. Or in the case of a machine like this, it has no filters at all. Then we can do a measurement, and then at the after video, we can do a final one. So, this might be quite good. Oh, wow. That was pretty much the same as the other one. I'm going to call that 90. No, that was 96. That was quite a lot higher. That is the highest so far. DC21 Motorhead. Although, I don't think that makes a difference. It's just a DC19. So now we know the next DC08 or DC19 that we get in, it's got something to aim for. Oh, this is fun. This fell down on us before the end of the clip, and this is probably what we're going to end up using for a lot of machines. I don't have any junior U1104s anymore, but you know, we have a pan converter for them. Same with the turbo power, same with the seniors. And I guess it's probably where we should go next. Then we can come on to more interesting things, like these DC04s. We're not going to do a Hoover Senior in this video, because I put my toolkit away, but we've got another one coming up. In fact, we've got 3 more Hoover Seniors coming up, so I'll make sure to get them down then. This DC04 is the half Zorbster, half normal one, which I still haven't managed to sell it on Facebook yet. And ironically enough, we need to fix the Zorbster clutch. So there's some bits coming in the post, and we need this machine as a test donkey. But it has been refurbished, it's been airlined out as well, and you know how well it works before. Let's see what this pulls. Solid 82. That's a solid 82 right there. Let's see what this one does. This DC04, which I need to do a before video of, and then we need to refurbish it, came from the same place as the Goblin Omni did. And I've not turned this on yet, but I do believe it works. But this is, we're not going to do anything more than see what it pulls. We'll leave everything else for the before video. I'm calling that 70, and that's before the release valve blows. That's something else I've realised. You've got to work it out before it opens. So this is a before reading is 70. Marvellous. So we might redo that on the actual before video, because that's what I want to try and do. I'm reading before, we'll end up taking the filters out and cleaning them and whatever. So we'll probably end up doing an after, you know, we vacuumed it off. And then when we've actually restored it, look, it's even got its dog nut. When we've actually restored it, we can see if it's actually worth doing, you know, is it a marked increase from when we started, that sort of thing. Oh. There we go. So yeah, this is pretty much all I've got lying around the place to do. But I think we should probably move on to the more interesting things. It's time to get little and large out, mostly because, well, Mr. Taylor's already asked what the heck this does, and I do know. B, I need to nick its hose for the CDT, because again, just can't quite bring myself to go and dig through the shed and fetch it. So this is where we enter our min and max. Anything with variable power, we're going to do a reading on its minimum setting and a reading on full blast. Maybe some ones on the video in between, but you know, for the purposes of the data logging malarkey, we're just going to do min and max. So, minimum. Oh, 42, or calling that 44. Again, you've got to let it settle. So minimum is 44. It's got quite a new bag in it as well. I only cleaned this out the other day. Oh, you see it bouncing? That doesn't help, so let it settle. We'll call that 64 because, we're not building a spaceship here. So yeah, 20 inches of difference. And again, it's not all about the, well, I say it's not all about the figures. That is actually pretty much bang above all of everything by the Dysons that we've done. So, you know, think of that what you will. But let's see what 2,000 watts of raw, unadulterated, uncared for power consumption will do. It's got the dry filter in, no bag. Ah, 82. I mean, that's not bad. And again, the numbers don't tell everything, because this thing's only got 82 inches of water lift, but like that doesn't stop. No matter what you put the hose on, it will pull that 82 inches of airflow straight through it. Let's see if the hose will make a difference. Although, again, this is a conical hose, so it's cheating as much as it can be, because this wouldn't have had a conical hose when it was new, although 38mm. Inches of water. I'm not really going to bother with kilopascals because the numbers are a little bit more of a weird, you know, they're in like fives, whereas at least in inches I can count the fifths and whatnot and learn how the American way works. So with all that done, and me, whilst I'm editing, having put this all on my spreadsheet, starting to work out the attributes that I want to keep and blah 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 blah, and if I sit behind the vacuums, I can put it there. Then that's where we're going to go for. I'm not going to make a big thing about the spreadsheet for now. I will share it at some point, but I want to build it up first. We need to get some befores and afters. We've got a before now. No, we've got two befores, because we've got 21 and the 04. When we next unbox stuff, we should get it out, have a few minutes with it, and I'll log it all off camera. Put it in the video description perhaps. I don't know. What do you wish to see? What would you do if you had one of these suction gauges, or if you do have one? What do you do with it? And what should we do with it? I can see fairly fun things with it. We'll take it with us when we play with other people's vacuums and such forth. And I'm hoping that with enough data, and again with all these Dysons, I'm going to put their serial number down where I can, so we can build up, you know, a list of DC04s, a list of DC01s, blah 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 blah. And yeah, in a year or so, we can probably start to filter some good graphs out of it, so that when I say, oh, this vacuum cleaner that I've just spent £95 and 5 days of my life on has improved by 12 inches of water lift, and is it worth it? Or we can laugh at the really clogged up Dysons that come in probably with not a lot, and then we can improve the heck out of them with £3 worth of filters and a bit of a wipe down. All good stuff. So thank you very much, Mr. Performance Reviews, for getting one of these sent across the world for us to play with. Very kind. I shall keep it away from the children and very safely indeed. And yeah, comment what we should do. Otherwise, just stay tuned and you'll start to see it filter into the video.